A policeman was shot approaching a car. People are still being arrested for the Capitol riots, and people are still unnerved by the death in a Knoxville high school earlier this month. That and more today on APSU TV News. Welcome to the last APSU TV newscast for this semester. I'm Fabeain Tyler with the news. This week in Memphis, a gunman opened fire at a police officer during a routine traffic stop. And according to the AP, the officer didn't even make it to the vehicle when shots were fired. The Shelby County officer returned fire and wounded one of the suspects in the vehicle. The vehicle, however, got away. But later, a hospital reported that a victim with a gunshot wound who needed treatment because they were in critical condition. The victim is believed to be the suspect. The other person who was in the vehicle at the time has been detained. On January 6, 2021, the Capitol riots took place, and suspects are still being incarcerated for the incident. The AP reported that a Cookeville resident, 56-year-old Michael Tenbrook, was arrested this Tuesday on charges of knowingly entering or remaining in a restricted building or grounds and violent entry and disorderly conduct on Capitol grounds. The FBI received a tip back in February saying that Tenbrook had been at the Capitol the days of the riots. According to the affidavit, Tenbrook told FBI agents he was ready to take the penalty for what he did on January 6, 2021. A mother and her 6 children lost everything when their house burned down on Tuesday. Stephanie LaChance has more on the story.
Everything is basically gone.
Teosha Parker is a single mother of 6, and last night after she got off work around midnight, one of her babies smelled fire.
Mama, something burning in our closet, so I was lost. I had just got in from work, sit on my couch, and I was like, something. I was trying to make sense of what she was saying.
One thing led to the next.
When he was like, Mama, it's on fire. Get out the house, get the baby.
Parker was quick on her feet. She called 911, helped get all 6 out of the house, and even their dog. The Chattanooga Fire Department was able to put the flames out in 20 minutes. These kids mean everything to her, and even to their neighbor.
I was praying that the kids got out safely.
My room is very damaged. Just lost everything, but they have nothing to their name besides the clothes that's on their back.
Today, Parker is dealing with the reality of what's left and what's gone.
We lost everything. I had just put every penny
she had into
my
her
house.
This is what their bedrooms look like now.
This is the closet. There was a baby bed from my 3-year-old.
The bathroom and the kitchen. Parker says this tragedy is not easy on her kids, but that at the end of the day, they have each other.
I just kissed them and let them know, like, it's okay.
The state of Tennessee is having an event to combat the use of prescription drugs in our state. According to Tennessee health officials, 2/3 of people who misuse prescription drugs medications receive them from family or friends. The AP reports that the Tennessee community will be teaming up with the law enforcement to host a prescription drug take-back event this Saturday. The event will take place this Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Proper disposal of prescription drugs will also protect Tennessee waterways and our drinking water supply as well. A local Clarksville, Tennessee woman has been charged with killing her infant. The Clarksville police said that a 19-year-old was arrested last week after being indicted on charges of murder and aggravated child abuse towards her 2-month-old child. According to the AP, on January 9th, the infant was taken to the hospital where it was found that they sustained a serious head injury and died 3 days later. Brown was charged because the infant was in her care during the time of the incident. In Knoxville, Tennessee, 7 protesters were arrested. They were demanding the release of body cam footage of the killing of a Tennessee teen at a Knoxville high school. Dozens were also charged with disrupting a meeting that took place at Knox County Commission offices this previous Monday. Many called for the video of 17-year-old Anthony Thompson to be released immediately to the public. District Attorney Sharm Allen has said that releasing the video could damage the investigation. On Tuesday, the Knoxville branch of the NAACP also joined the growing call to release the footage. Sam Luther has more on this story.
90 minutes into what was a routine county commission meeting, this happened.
Knox County Commission,
Protesters, originally gathered outside the city-county building, would leave in handcuffs after interrupting the meeting. According to signs outside, that's a Class B misdemeanor. One protester says this was done for a reason.
We went in there, we disturbed the meeting, we shut it down for a second. All eyes were on us, all eyes were on the fact that justice has not been done for Anthony Thompson Jr., and all eyes were on the fact that we need to release the tapes. So I hope this builds more momentum for the cause.
7 people were arrested for interrupting the meeting. Chairman Larson J. says people have every right to express themselves, but not this way. You have to sign up first.
Nobody that was walked out of this room signed up for public forum. Everyone had that opportunity all week, last week, for the last 3 weeks. No one signed up to speak.
When we asked one protester why those arrested didn't sign up for the public forum, this was the response we got.
Would y'all all be looking at me with the cameras right now if you did that? Probably not. I think we was pretty effective in our tactics.
Right now, Mayor Cannon is spearheading efforts to get the city to release the body camera footage. The other entities that own it are the District Attorney's Office and the TBI. Attorney Paul McAdoo says the TBI is the toughest to get video released from, the city typically being the quickest route to go.
That getting anything from a criminal investigation by the TBI is next to impossible unless they go to court to ask for an order to release it.
In a day where arrests were made and chants were heard, no justice, no peace. These protesters feel their demonstrations were effective, while efforts to get body camera footage released is still underway.
We'll be back with Political Corner after the break.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, Mason.
Hey, Mason.
Got a new house. It's looking pretty cool so far.
A place that I call home.
I'm teaching Louise how to cook some lasagna.
It only takes a spark to make a fire start.
Thank you.
Study, please.
I think I finally found a place to make my own. A place that I call home. This place that I call home.
Every day,
millions of people are connecting.
and even though we're overcoming obstacles,
watching each other's backs,
and banding together,
we should still make an effort.
We should still make an effort
to get to know each other
on a deeper level. Father,
cosplayer,
mentor,
actor.
It's time we take a step forward.
It's time we take a step forward.
Come together
and discover
how accepting our differences
can make us stronger.
How prepared is your family if disaster shows up at your doorstep? You can't just turn away a natural disaster. That's why it's important to go to ready.gov/plan before they show up. It has the tools and tips you need to make an emergency plan with your family. So if disaster comes knocking,
let's go.
You'll be ready to help keep your family safe.
It's just a pizza.
Yes!
Make a plan today.
Welcome back to APSU TV News. I'm Kito Aruh with Political Corner this week. Sad news for Congressman Roscoe Dixon, former Democratic Tennessee lawmaker. Roscoe Dixon is dead at 71. Dixon worked for civil rights groups and served in the legislature for 25 years, where he worked on improvements on TennCare, the state's Medicaid program, and helped secure state funding for national civil rights museums in Memphis. Ruby Wharton, Memphis attorney and longtime friend of Dixon, shared some memories to the AP, saying he was, quote, a faithful worker and none of it was for anything but to serve others. Tennessee Republican Governor Bill Lee set to make major decision regarding fetal remains. The decision is based on whether to require medical providers to cremate or bury fetal remains from surgical abortions. The proposal received final legislative approval Wednesday in the GOP supermajority. According to the AP, critics among reproductive rights advocates argue measures are unnecessary and would stigmatize an already legally available procedure. Supporters counter-argue that this bill will protect human dignity. At least 10 states have enacted similar requirements. though legal challenges persist. Lawmakers passed a controversial bill that tips the scales for transgender students in Tennessee. Public schools are set to be penalized if they allow transgender students or staff to use multi-person bathrooms or locker rooms outside of one's gender at birth. The AP suggests the bill is one of several LGBTQ-related measures the GOP-controlled General Assembly has introduced this year. The proposed bill cleared the Senate Wednesday. The fire at Black Horse and the need for Franklin Street restoration may call for more accessibility to parking. The owner of Hot Pita requested a temporary curbside space on 2nd Street. The commission discussed making the space directly across street on Franklin temporary curbside parking. Mr. Bowie suggests the space directly in front of Hot Pita on 2nd Street may be more appropriate. He made a motion to temporarily install curbside parking on 2nd Street, and all members voted in favor. That's all we have for Political Corner today. Emily Waldon has the weather after the break.
Listen, you're my friend.
I noticed you haven't really been yourself recently.
Yeah, I feel like something's up.
How are you?
Are you okay?
Is there anything you want to talk about?
I just want to know how you're feeling.
And listen, even if you don't know what to say, I'm here to talk.
No matter what you're going through,
I just want you to know I'm here.
I've got your back. When you want to talk, I'm here.
The black truck? Hey, Christina from accounting.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, I used to date a girl named Christina.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then she dumped me for my best friend. You want to see some photos of them that I took?
I don't.
I thought we talked about this, buddy.
Buzzed and overshared again?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna call a car.
That's a smart idea.
So, yeah, I know. That's why I did it.
Hey, you're gonna get back to the top of the mountain.
Does that mean I'm gonna get back with Christina?
No.
Oh.
No.
Welcome back to APSU TV News. I'm Emily Waldon with your local and national forecast. Let's first take a look at our current national temperatures. New York, we're at 49 degrees. Chicago's at 54 degrees. Atlanta's at 61 degrees. Dallas is at 64 degrees. Denver's at 47 degrees. Los Angeles is at 63 degrees. And Seattle is at 61 degrees. Moving on to the highs today in Tennessee, Clarksville is at 59 degrees. Nashville's at 61 degrees, Memphis is at 65 degrees, Chattanooga's at 64 degrees, and Knoxville is at 60 degrees. For the lows today in Tennessee, Clarksville's at 41 degrees, Nashville's at 42 degrees, Memphis is at 51 degrees, Chattanooga's at 41 degrees, and Knoxville's at 35 degrees. Today, currently, it is sunny outside and it's 58 degrees. Winds are blowing west-northwest at 6 miles per hour. Tonight, expected to be partly cloudy. Winds will be blowing east-northeast at 4 miles per hour, and precipitation is 15%. Let's take a look at our 5-day forecast. On Thursday, it'll be mostly sunny with a high 59 and a low 41. Friday, expected to be cloudy with a high of 68 and a low 51. Saturday, expect to see rain with a high 62 and a low 45. Sunday will be mostly sunny with a high of 70 and a low 46. And Monday will be mostly sunny with a high of 80 and a low 58. This is all for your local and national weather. APSU TV News will be right back to sports.
Worried your friend's struggling but don't know how to reach out?
You could say, how are you, or get a fake tattoo. You could ask with an app if it works for you. You could write them a text or knit them a sweater. If you can't be together, you could write them a letter. Whatever gets you talking. Whatever could chat on the game, kick off your flip-flops. You can ask on your couch while you binge watch. However you do it, you gotta ask a friend. And if they don't share, you can ask again.
Whatever gets you talking. Whatever gets you talking.
There are a lot of ways to reach out to a friend about their mental health. Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org.
You're looking at me in the future. Okay. Hi, Isaac.
Hi.
Wait a second. Do you know who I am? Julia. This is Jaina. Into the future. I just wanted to talk to you about what happened with those two girls. Oh, yeah? Do you remember it was this girl that I was getting bullied by that one day at PE when they were like yelling at me, and then you just linked arms with me? I don't think you know how much like that helped me, because like I finally like knew that I had somebody. Because of you, Isaac, and what you did for me years ago, I grew up to be more independent and love myself and just be a little bit more confident.
Aw, I'm like a little tearing up right now. Just to see her in the future just blossom and look beautiful, and that was really amazing.
Hello, Austin Peay. I'm Dakota Stansfield with your weekly sports update. Stats Perform named a couple of Austin Peay football players finalists in some FCS awards this past Monday. Senior wide receiver D'Angelo Wilson, who had a record-setting season last season, being named OVC Offensive Player of the Year, is among 16 other finalists for the Walter Payton Award for the second season in a row. The last person to receive this award at APSU was running back Jay Bailey in 2002. Senior defensive back Cordell Jackson is among 16 other finalists for the Buck Buchanan Award. Well deserved, considering he led all OVC tacklers with 10.5 sacks, or 10.5 tackles for loss. Lastly, you probably already knew I was going to mention him. Draylon Ellis is also among 16 other finalists for the Jerry Rice Award. I think it goes without saying that it's well deserved, considering he finished with 1,270 passing yards and 14 touchdowns this season. Wish our guys luck, as the winners will be announced on May 3rd. Did you hear that? Sounds like someone is sweeping. Oh wait, no, that was just the APSU softball team against TSU and their 3-game series this past weekend. The first game was a close one as they beat the Tigers 6-5 by a game-winning run in the bottom of the 6th. I guess the Govs didn't like that because they won pretty convincingly in the second game on Saturday, 8-0. They then continued this momentum on to Sunday's game against the Tigers, where they sent them home packing with a 4-0 win on the day. The Govs continue the regular season this weekend with a 3-game series against SIUE in Edwardsville. The APSU baseball team wasn't able to match the softball team with a sweep against UT Martin this past weekend, but they did dust up the Skyhawks. Sophomore pitcher Luke Brown finished with a complete game in Game 1, where the Govs won 8-1. The first game in the doubleheader on Saturday ended with a win for APSU 10-6. Although the Govs won the series, they didn't get the sweep, as they lost to UT Martin 1-0 in the second game. They went on to play number 2 Vanderbilt on Tuesday, and let's just say they're number 2 for a reason. They beat the Govs 7-0. The Govs return home for a 3-game series against SIUE this weekend. The first game is Friday at 1 p.m. Go out and support your Govs. The APSU women's golf team had their OVC championship this past weekend, and they fought hard to make the final group, but unfortunately fell short at 6th for the event. Making the finals is no easy feat. Finishing in top 10 is no easy feat either. Finishing 7th is even harder, but junior Shelby Darnell did in her league championship debut. She finished with a 222 after 13 straight pars to start the day. Considering this team has a lot of youth, finishing in the finals is a win in itself. That being said, although the season is over for them now, the future is looking bright for the APSU women's golf team. APSU had a tough start in their match against Tennessee Tech this past Saturday as they fell 7-0. The Golden Eagles took the doubles match to start the game, and the Govs couldn't find the momentum into the singles. With that being the last game of the regular season, the Govs head off to Evansville, Indiana to play in the OVC men's tennis tournament this weekend. The first game is in the semifinals against Tennessee Tech at 10 a.m. on Saturday. If the Govs win, they move on to play the winner of Belmont and Jacksonville State in the finals at 10 a.m. on Sunday. Wish the Govs luck as they try to bring home that trophy. Well, guys, that's going to do it for sports, and that's also going to do it for me. I graduate in May, so this will be my final newscast here at Austin Peay. I want to personally thank my cast and crew for this amazing opportunity that I've had and for all the memories that I will never forget. I also want to thank you guys for watching each week and supporting us. We wouldn't be able to do any of it without you guys. Thank you. And for the last time, APSU TV News will be right back after the break.
Jason, let's go see your room.
What do you think? We kept it a little spare, so you can decorate it how you like.
Dinner! Go?
Excellent. Sorry for this fun. Yeah, I saw you guys out there.
During high school, I hung with the wrong crowd and I never graduated.
I helped Santiago in many different ways, like all fathers do, because he always wanted to go to college.
I felt a little embarrassed to come back to school, but eventually, once I came here, I knew that it's for a bigger goal.
He was very dedicated, hardworking. He connected with his teachers, he connected with other students. That was one of the key reasons why he was able to keep forging ahead.
It was amazing to see him graduate. This was one thing that meant so much to him, and of course, it meant so much to us too.
With the help of my father and having my son, that was all the motivation that I needed. That support is everything.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Welcome back to the news. The AP reported that the University of Tennessee and all its affiliate universities will not require COVID-19 vaccination to enroll and stay on the university's campus next year. Last summer, the university made it a requirement for the fall 2021 students to receive the vaccine and a flu shot. The board had a great reason to reverse this requirement. John Copton, Tennessee board chairman, suggests that getting the vaccine should be a personal choice. Other reasons for this change include students being enrolled in online courses, religious objectives, and some simply couldn't because of medical reasons. A group of young women embraced the comfort of friendship during an unusual experiment, the marijuana conspiracy. David Daniel talked with the cast and a real-life participant.
We'd like to do a study on marijuana users. Disastrous effect they're having on our youth.
The marijuana conspiracy is based on a real 1972 Canadian experiment on the effects of drug use.
You will be smoking marijuana twice a night for the next 98 days.
But the participants didn't know the whole story.
It sounds like he wants you to skew the results. Bingo.
How bad can this be? There's always a catch.
The essence of it was to honor these women and their lives and do it properly.
The director and stars met with real-life participants, including Doreen Brown.
Craig did a great job of encapsulating that whole time period, politically, culturally, socially, and the experiment itself.
I wanted to make sure that I was staying true to what mattered, not in terms of playing an exact character, because none of the characters were exactly real people, but telling their story as truthfully as possible.
The overwhelming thing for me was having them all kind of just look at us and say, thank you for bringing our story to life.
Brown hopes the movie sheds light on the potential dangers of human experiments.
If someone were to go into an experiment or think about going into one, this to me would be a real red flag for them.
These girls have emotional baggage, and the cannabis seems to have further exacerbated this.
Then tell them to stop.
These women know what they signed up for.
Tell us what's happening to our bodies. And we deserve answers.
In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
A vintage plane splashes down near Florida Beach, and a guy on a tractor helps end a wild police chase. Coming up in today's Take a Look at This.
Fun in the sun on a Florida beach turned surreal and sobering when a vintage airplane crash-landed in the shallow surf.
Oh, God.
The World War II era plane, which was part of a nearby air show, reportedly experienced an engine failure, forcing the pilot to put her down in the water. Thankfully, no one was injured, including the pilot, who waved at onlookers after the sudden splashdown. The vintage plane, a TBM Avenger, wasn't so lucky. Officials say it may take several years to rebuild the damaged aircraft. Watch a man on a tractor help end a wild police chase in North Carolina. Buzz Palmer was on the tractor when the chase came roaring down his driveway. This former volunteer law enforcement diver wasted no time switching to high gear.
I was going to T-bone him. I just had to rodeo him up to keep him, going.
Palmer helped corral the vehicle until it had nowhere to go, and after it crashed into a pond, police were able to move in and arrest the suspects.
Sometimes you just got to step in.
A Rhode Island barber is stepping in to help out by offering members of the local homeless community free haircuts. Once a week, barber Jason Ball works with a local nonprofit, offering those in need a fresh cut and a sympathetic ear.
I do a lot of listening.
You might be surprised how a new do can work wonders, but Ball's gesture is about building bonds and restoring dignity.
In that 1 minute when they're looking in the mirror, they're a new person and they forget about their problems. They feel better about themselves.
For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
Well, this is my last time being an anchor for APSU TV News, and I just want to let everybody know I appreciate you for the endless encouragement and for helping me find a place where I belong at Austin Peay. Kathy Heuston, Barry Gresham, and Karen Bullis were the three professors, excuse me, they really helped me and encouraged me to find something that I'm truly passionate about. Sorry. When I first transferred here, I didn't really know if I should continue to pursue anything media related. So, I'm sorry. So I want to send a special shout out to you three for being a huge catalyst and getting me on the right path and reigniting something that I've always been passionate about. And for that, I will never forget you guys. And my entire crew, I love you all.
Man, I just want to give you like a hug, but I kind of can't. So
COVID. Oh,
I kind of can't.
Yeah, I'll be all right. I'll be all right. It's just, it's getting real that it's over. So
it definitely is. It definitely is. It's real.
It's definitely starting to hit a little deeper after today. So.
Do you have any plans for after college?
Yeah, I plan on moving immediately, starting work, and just, I guess, trying to get settled in the real world. So I'm excited about that. So
awesome. Yeah.
What about you, Dakota?
I'm honestly not too sure what I'm going to be doing yet. I know I want to do something media related, but we'll see.
Well, that's all the time we have for today. Be sure to follow us on Facebook at APSU TV Clarksville and Instagram at APSU_TV. Thank you for watching another edition of your APSU TV News Weekend Update. And always, let's go Peay.